Herman Cain, the Republican presidential frontrunner, confronting these serious, very serious allegations, not from one, not from two, but now 4 women, 2 of whom have now gone public. Their identities are known. They're making specific statements. We'll see what else the second accuser, Karen Krausauer, has to say, but here he is. He's going to be introduced.
Good afternoon. My name is Lynn Wood, and I'm one of the lawyers for Herman Cain. I've been practicing law in Georgia for a little over 34 years. And I've had the opportunity in my practice of law to represent female victims of sexual harassment. Serious, legitimate claims of sexual harassment are not settled for nuisance value. I have also had the opportunity in my law practice to represent victims of sexual assault. When they have come to my law office, I did not take them out and parade them in front of the cameras in a national press conference and then arrange for them to go on a campaign with the media to give one interview after another after another. They resolved their claims in a court of law. I have also had the privilege to represent a number of innocent victims accused by the media of serious crimes, false accusations, where those individuals found themselves on trial in the court of public opinion. On trial in the court of public opinion where there are no rules. The rules are made up by the media. There are no procedures designed to safeguard the integrity of the process, to ensure that a fair and a just result is achieved. Herman Cain finds himself over the course of the last several days now on trial in the court of public opinion, falsely accused. First by anonymous sources, and now yesterday by Sharon Bidek, who chose to come forward for whatever reason after 14 years, when recollections have faded and witnesses cannot be located, to for the first time in 14 years, to tell her story to a third person for the first time. And now Herman Cain, in the court of public opinion, has to respond not to admissible evidence. He has to respond to hearsay. He has to respond to rumors and speculation. He's not afforded the opportunity for me to cross-examine his accusers. He's not afforded the safeguards that are part of our system of justice. But he comes before you today to defend his reputation. A reputation that he has built over 40 years of being a good and decent man and a successful business person. I ask that you at least afford him fairness, and that you view his efforts to defend his reputation and his good name by maintaining your common sense. and remembering your own life's experience to decide whether or not a story that is so inherently improbable on its face should be utilized by others with their own agendas to attack this man's reputation. It's my privilege to represent him and my privilege to step aside from this podium and let you hear from him, Herman Cain.
Thank you, Lynn. Good afternoon. I am Herman Cain, and I'm running for President of the United States of America. I normally don't have notes, but in this case, I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss any points that I needed to cover today. Secondly, I chose to address these accusations directly rather than try to do it through a series of continuous statements or spokespeople, because that's the person Herman Cain is to take my message directly to the people. With respect to the most recent accusation, I have never acted inappropriately with anyone, period. I saw Ms. Allred and her client yesterday in that news conference for the very first time. As I sat in my hotel room with a couple of my staff members, as they got to the microphone, my first response in my mind and reaction was, I don't even know who this woman is. Secondly, I didn't recognize the name at all. The time that she referenced was during the time that I was the CEO and president of the National Restaurant Association. It's headquartered in Washington, D.C., where about 150 workers work. And we have about 150 people in Chicago, where she said she worked for our educational foundation. I tried to remember if I recognized her, and I didn't. I tried to remember if I remembered that name, and I didn't. The charges and the accusations I absolutely reject. They simply didn't happen. They simply did not happen. You know, for decades, the American people have wanted a businessman in the White House and not just another politician. Because for decades, all that the politicians have been doing is just kicking the can down the road, trim a little bit here, trim a little bit there, when America's biggest problems simply got worse. Well, a businessman by the name of Herman Cain stepped forward. Here I am. But I know from the American people that I have talked with and I have spoken with over the past several months, we are not going to allow Washington or politics to deny me the opportunity to represent this great nation. And as far as these accusations causing me to back off and maybe withdraw from this presidential primary race, ain't gonna happen. Because I'm doing this for the American people and for the children and the grandchildren. And I will not be deterred by false, anonymous, incorrect accusations. America believes that Washington is broken. America believes that our system of getting elected is broken. In part, it is. But in another part, it's not. As long as we have decency and honesty in the electoral process, it will work. But when we allow deceit and false accusations to rule the day and distract us, that part is broken. 9 days ago, the media started to beat me up, covering anonymous accusers. And then yesterday, another accuser came forth, identified herself, went on TV, and made some other allegations. Was it tough last week? Yes. Has it been tough the last couple of days? Yes. But you see, that's one thing about Herman Cain that I think a lot of the American people know, and that is, just because it's tough is no reason for me not to do what I feel like I have to do. And because of what the American people have said to me during these turbulent times, we will get through this. We will get through this. The fact is,